Hey guys, welcome back to the Cult Classic Cage Show. And with the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows, we have drama, we have nonsense, we have Ubisoft trying to essentially use their legal power in ways that, in my opinion, are very questionable. Um, Really, they leave more questions than answers. But Ubisoft is no stranger to doing really sus shit in general. Um, a recent memory, and by recent I mean about 4 years ago, I remember that Ubisoft changed terms of service on their video games, and it was absolutely nefarious. Upper Echelon covered this. It is, like I said, it's about 4 years ago. I'll link Upper Echelon's video in the description below if you do want to check that out. But that was actually before I became a content creator. I remember watching this and being like, "Wow, this is crazy. Like, why would anyone even go out of their way to stream or make videos or make content on Ubisoft games?" And essentially, the TOS change was that, basically, if you happen to create any content that happens to feature their games, essentially, they not only own that content, but they own your likeness in that content. And since they own it, they're allowed to use it for any purpose that they so choose to, if it be advertising and whatnot. And the kicker is that if they happen to get sued for that particular content, they are not liable for the lawsuit. You are, even though you did not give any permission for them to use said content. They just take it and do what the fuck they want to do with it. Yes, Ubisoft is that fucking nefarious, guys. But let's dive into this information and see if it's just as bad or worse or what the deal is overall. But we have Ubisoft reportedly has lawyers ready to find Assassin's Creed Shadows harassment. And this is from the Video Game Chronicles. And my first question is, what the fuck is harassment? Can we get definitions? Can we get the line here on what this constitutes? Because when you just say harassment, everybody just, whenever they feel attacked, or they say they have a dumbass opinion, oh, I'm being harassed because people are calling out my dumb opinion, or calling me out on my lies. Basically any form of criticism nowadays seems to be defined as harassment. So I would like to know, what the fuck does harassment even mean? They go on to say the publisher has prepared to protect its staff from personal abuse when it comes to the game, when the game is released. And I think that a company should, in fact, defend and protect their staff. Now, what I mean by that is in situations in which it's warranted. If your staff happens to get doxxed, if your information happens to be stolen, if they happen to have people impersonate their identity in order to create lies online, stuff like that, right? Obviously, I would hope that a company that you work for, it finds it in their best interest to protect you from those sorts of things. But if someone says something like your game is ass as a reply to you talking about it, yeah, that's not viable as abuse or harassment. But unfortunately, I'm not seeing what the terms are here. Let's continue on and see if anything changes. Ubisoft lawyers and a social media surveillance group prepared for the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows, according to a new report. And they said this article has previously stated that, according to the original report, Ubisoft has presented an anti-online harassment plan to the CSE, which is the name of Canada's National Cryptologic Agency. Although the source article does refer to the CSE and says the plan was initiated in Canada, the CSE in question actually refers to Committee Social, I don't know what the fuck, a group formed by Ubisoft's Canadian staff as opposed to the Canadian government agency. Video Game Chronicles has corrected the misinterpretation. Okay. Why are Canadians just always a fucking problem? Like, why does, like, Canada suck when it comes to just, hey, can we just enjoy entertainment? Like, Canadians are the worst. And it's sad to say, because I have a lot of Canadian viewers, and shout out to the viewers, man. Y'all be struggling just like we're struggling just to get good entertainment, but we have DEI fucking agencies that are all from Canada, or they're French Canadian, or whatever have you. It's just like Canada is just trying to make everyone's lives miserable. But they said after numerous delays, the game is finally set to release on March 20th on PS5, Series X and S, and PC, but has been subject to more than its fair share of controversy since it was originally announced. Phew! Oh man, excuse me. Holy shit. The most notable talking about the co-protagonist Yasuke, a black samurai. Some have accused Ubisoft of being woke by featuring Yasuke in the game, even though Yasuke was an actual person in real life. Video Game Chronicles, are y'all good? It's almost like, you've already taken a side before we've actually dived into the details. Because there's so much wrong with this game, I don't even know where to begin. Perhaps let's start by the advertising being absolutely disrespectful towards Japan and Japanese history, depicting a half-broken Torii Gate, which is an iconic infamous photo post, the Hiroshima Nagasaki bombings. Uh just the casual, just casual depiction of a black man in Japan slaughtering Asian civilians, like just casual as hell. I feel like French Canadians or Canadian, self-hating white leftists would crank it to something like that, honestly. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But what else can we go at? Oh yeah, the fact that the game was released on the anniversary of a major terrorist attack in Japan. Hmm. What else can we go at? The fact that you're making a historical figure optionally gay, and apparently there's a lot of gay options in the game. What else can we go at? The fact that the person you went to for knowledge on the character themselves, Yasuke, who is a historical figure, the fact that they're proven to be a fucking fraud, it's almost like the fact that they randomly just throw in watermelons out of season. um the fact that they don't even understand seasons in Japan. I don't even know the half of it, guys. This is just stuff that casually from watching people that actually know more than me. There's a lot wrong with this game and it deserves an insane amount of criticism. So just being like, yeah, the game, people have been saying the game is woke because there's a black protagonist. Like, Video Game Chronicles, are y'all good over there? Come on, man. Shape the fuck up. The game's director, Charles Bennett, has defended the decision, previously telling the Canadian press that Yasuke was also chosen so that the player can discover Japan through the eyes of a foreigner at the same time as he does. Crazy, because he could have just had a fictional character do the same thing. But he said, nonetheless, the decision has led to anger from some sections of the video game community, which has reportedly led Ubisoft to making preparations for potential harassment incidents that may occur after the game is released. Once again, what is harassment? According to the French publication BFM TV, Ubisoft has put in place a system designed to protect its employees, with one staff member reportedly telling the publication, we are advised not to post on social media that we work at Ubisoft to avoid harassment. How about not saying slick shit on the internet? If you want the smoke, you get the smoke. We've had so many instances of developers completely getting out of pocket. The art director of Avowed, for example, blatantly disclosing their disdain of white people and kind of admitting to hiring practices that are kind of fucking illegal in the country, all because of their hatred towards white people. So there's that, and much, much more from that individual. So why don't you advise employees to not do stupid shit like that? Or maybe just don't post on Twitter, man. How about that? But still don't know what harassment even means. If it means, doxing, or if it means someone said something mean to me on Twitter. The report says that Ubisoft has also presented an anti online harassment plan to its SCE Work Council to make sure employees are protected when the game is released. And look, man, I want to say this clearly. If you're making threats towards any employees at Ubisoft, fuck yourself. All right. And honestly, you deserve the smoke. But my problem is, where is the line? Do we establish a line at any point? They're going to say this is an initiative from Canada as elected as CSE official told the publication. There's a team that monitors networks and acts quickly in the event of a targeted attack. They explained, adding, unlike what we've had before, this is serious. Oh man, it's hard to take seriously when really it just feels like they're just talking about mean tweets on Twitter. Now, if it was something more serious, obviously handle it accordingly. But unfortunately, in a lot of countries like Canada, like England, um, just saying anything snarky can be constituted as harassment. And police, from what I've seen in England, particularly, can end up on your doorstep for some shit. That's some, like, really. But a dedicated unit will closely monitor messages posted by users on such social media sites as X, Reddit, and YouTube, ready to react if anyone attempts to harass Ubisoft employees. Targeted employees will be offered psychological and legal support, while Ubisoft reportedly has lawyers ready to lodge complaints if a proven case of harassment is found. It's crazy because if Ubisoft actually, did anything worth the fuck, they could have just avoided this entirely. It is of my personal belief that a lot of this was done completely 100% intentionally for the sake of the promotion of the game. All of these choices either are deliberately out of malice towards Japanese people, towards the gaming community as a whole that has highly anticipated a Assassin's Creed set in Japan, or just really free, well, once again, free, shameless advertisement. It's. Let's continue. Assassin's Creed Shadows Street Date was broken in late February, leading to a significant number of people being able to obtain the game early, a month ahead of its official release. And this is like, I feel like if you were trying to protect the game story and leaks and whatnot, I can understand that. Obviously, as a company, it's obviously in your best interest to try and protect the release of the game. So I would get that, but this is, once again, we don't really have a real explanation here. Development team is still working on patches to prepare the experience for launch, and any footage shared online does not represent the final quality of the game. Ubisoft said at the time, leaks are unfortunate and can diminish the excitement for players. We kindly ask you not to spoil the experience for others. So we have no answers. None whatsoever. And like I expressed, Ubisoft is no stranger to doing some absolutely nefarious things from a legal perspective. We don't have an answer on what harassment even constitutes, while certain things definitely fall under that. And if, like examples I listed before, and if these examples of genuine harassment actually do take place, definitely execute your right to protect your employees and definitely get them the help and protection that they do deserve if they happen to be doxxed, threats, stuff like that. But there's no establishment of what harassment even entails here. It could be that, or it could be just someone saying your game sucks, or just whatever, happen to make criticisms of how retarded or hit some of these romance scenes I've seen in this game are. They're disgusting. every romance scene is either disgusting, cringe, or everything in between that. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. I just see I just see a big company that's desperate as fuck, continuing to try and push whatever weight they have from a legal perspective. And this continues to destroy goodwill with your gamers and the creators across the net. And Ubisoft is in fact uh, they're burning themselves to the ground. There's no other way to go about this. I do not think Ubisoft is going to fight their way out of the hole they've dug themselves into. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. If you can, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter at Mario Kart. Subscribe to my second channel, Gunner Fist. Links are in the description below. And yeah, guys, with all that being said, I'm out. Peace.